Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Virginia. If you're new, thank you so much for being here. I'm doing a special reading on this day as we're moving towards the end of the year. And I know it's February and it's the beginning of this month that's supposed to be just full, packed full of many different shifts and releases and new energies and turmoil on some level as well. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to do a 3-card pick a card reading, which I haven't done in a really long time. And in each reading, we're going to dive into the things that we need to let go or what's leaving our lives, and then the things that are looking like they're going to come into our life and the things that we can expect. So it's going to be a really fun reading. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new and you haven't done a 3-card pick a card reading, you can watch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the lead card for each pile, and then each reading will have a separate timestamp, so you can go to the timestamps and go straight to the reading that you want, whatever. And if you'd like to see all 3 of them, great. So I'm asking for the card, the lead card, to bring us into reading number 1. Let's clear the cards, because I was feeling like all of my cards, I'm clearing them as if they're all brand new. This is Florida water that I got when I was in Peru. And I'm cleaning and clearing away the space. The shamans did that before each one of our sessions. They always did a couple of things. Okay, so this is pile 1, and let's go for 2, and then finally let's go for 3. And we have 2 cards for 3. Okay, so this is the first card. We have Pipal, which is this beautiful tree, but it did come in reverse. So we have Pipal in reverse. They have different meanings in reverse. And then we have Hawthorn for reading number 2. And then for reading number 3, we have 2 cards, but I'm going to show the top card, and it is in reverse. It's Monterey Pine. Now, I'll give you information about each one of the trees. I want right now for you to intuitively guide yourself into which pile you think you're drawn to. Is it Pipal, which is 1, Hawthorn, which is 2, or Monterey Pine, which is 3? Take your pick, and we'll be right back with the reading. Right. This is for you, reading 1. We have this beautiful Pipal tree, which is all about enlightenment. This is like a very sacred tree called the world tree, and in Buddhism, it is considered to be the most sacred tree. I love the imagery in the tree here. We have these prayer flags. We have this like Buddha or enlightened one sitting in the center of the tree. And this tree is all about helping to achieve the ability to still your mind. And I think that's really important right now. I've heard a lot about this, about stilling, the importance of not only stillings, S-T-I-L-L, but also connecting into the heart space. So in reverse, it says your mind is ceaselessly busy, making you tired and anxious. You have become caught up in ideas and distractions. So you truly need to learn to relax and still your mind and try to connect to the world on every level. And I think that right now that is so very important, right? Because there's a lot coming in, right? I keep hearing how much, like there's so much coming in right now for all of us. Like this is a time in our life which we will never see again, obviously for some of us who are much older, but even if you're younger, I think they said 2,000 years it'll be back around again like this. So let's see what all that means. So the first thing that I'm going to dive into is I'm going to ask for what is letting go. What do you need to let go of? Obviously there's something that if you're drawn to this particular reading, there's a lot going on right now in your mind, and maybe you're trying to figure things out. And I'm going to ask Kali for what is, wow, okay. So we have 2 cards here. This is what we are releasing. And what it says here, it's time to realize the true nature of certain life circumstance. Be grateful for what you've learned, but see things for what they are rather than what you wish them to be. So pile number 2, is that something that you are, I get this because I have these big dreams and wishes as well, but it says you shall be able to recognize, process, and prosper from the truth, and do not need to fear what's unfolding right now. So I think what it's asking you to do is kind of let go of some of this, and I'm going to leave these down here for what's coming in. Let go of like these. I don't want to tell you to let go of your dreams, but what is coming out from the cards is that you may be overthinking and over wishing and over dreaming and not really allowing yourself to be that or do that or move in the direction, or maybe you have too many ideas. So let's dive in. I'm going to pull a Healing with the Angels Oracle card. So what are we needing to kind of heal in for reading number 1, please? These feel really heavy. I feel like there's a lot maybe going on in the world. Do you have, reading number 1, do you have something that's been going on physically and like you are worried about it? Or let's see. I'm hearing that I need to open the deck for reading number, wow, like I'm really clearing away stuff. Reading number 1, please. So there is something going through your world right now that is, yeah, look at this. I feel like both of these are coming out for you for the things that you need to let go. I feel like there's a divine timing here, and maybe you're trying to push your dreams. Like there's something that has been coming into you. Maybe you are dreaming about it, or maybe what I'm feeling for this is that you are trying to push the river, so to speak, and that there is something that wants to come into you for divine timing, but I think it's not what you think it is. That there is something that you've kind of been holding on to, an old dream and an old wish, and you just won't let it go. And it's caused you to kind of be asleep and not really realize the things that are meant for you. Things in divine timing are when you're in the flow of life and you're allowing the next step to fall into place. When your mind has tried to figure it all out, which is what this is. It's enlightenment is literally around being able to quiet the mind and listen to the heart and listen to the world around us in a way that expands our what's the word? It expands the reality to be able to, I think this is all about purpose, and it would allow that purpose, that thing, if you've been struggling with what is my purpose, or some job that you don't like and you're just not sure what to do, and you really, really, really want something to be different. It's time to realize that whatever the circumstances right now are what they are because maybe you have worked really hard, maybe too hard, and it's time to relax and to trust, because divine timing is all about trust. So now this dreams, it says, if you're having trouble with your dreams or realizing your dreams, sometimes dreams happen in the beginning of a sleep time, right? And then so we've gone through a lot of time, we don't necessarily remember it. When we dream early, like before we're getting ready to wake up, like in that state, when we go into REM, we remember them more, or sometimes you go in and out of it, right? And so some you'll remember, some you won't. It just depends on how close it was, I think, to when you actually wake up. So if there are recurring, one of the messages here is if there are recurring dreams, then it's something that's trying to tell you something. And are you fighting against it? Are you trying to control it? I'm going to go to the tarot cards here, and I'm going to ask for, I don't know why I have to do this with each one of the cards, but I feel like for this message. So give us more clarification here on the message for what's releasing for reading number 1, please. What do we need to know? Give me clarification. Okay. So the Empress, yeah, the Empress card is all about abundance. There must be something in your world that you have, I feel like wants to come in for you, but you have not allowed this, like, so the Empress is all around abundance. It's all around tapping into your intuitive nature. And perhaps I feel like this is a beautiful card to be coming in, but it's in this things that we need to release. So maybe there's a belief that you think you understand what this card means, and or you're putting your trust into somebody else. So I'm going to ask for one more card. This is a really beautiful card to come out right here at the end, because I think that it's guiding you. I feel like there's an intuitive thing. Maybe that's why the card is coming out, is because there's something that you kind of know that you need to let go of and that you're pushing the river. And this is saying, trust that instinct. Trust that you need to let go of some of these things and allow what is ready to come in to come in. Final card, please, for letting go. Yeah, so this is pretty much the victory card in the tarot. Now, this is around your energy, your fire energy, because we're coming into a fiery time. So what this is saying is follow your intuition that you'll have success. You'll move into what you need to move after you have recognized that you've been kind of overthinking things, that you've been trying to make something happen that perhaps really wasn't meant for you. Or if it's meant for you, it's not meant for you right now, and you keep trying to make it happen when it's not ready to happen. And that what it's doing, it's kind of keeping you in this dull, sleepy state where you're just dreaming, and nothing is really happening. And what I feel like is, as we're moving towards this end and going into the fire horse, which is happening, I think, on the 17th, 18th, 17th, I think there's an eclipse happening. And today I'm doing this reading on a full moon, and I wanted to do it on a full moon because I wanted to illuminate what it is that is something that you really need to see. And that's the other reason why I'm doing it there. So I feel like this, as you're letting it go, you're going to have success in letting this thing go, but something's going to happen where you really need call in your angels, call in your highest wisdom and guidance to help move you forward into success. Okay, now that we've moved into what we feel like is success, what is coming in for us as we move forward? So there are two cards coming out here. And this is the first card, really powerful image. She arrests the flow of negativity, particularly that of your own making, and transforms our karma from that which hinders our joy to that which can create true happiness. As you seek refuge in her, you are protected from gossip, slander, and other forms of negativity. A positive turning of the tide and a good fortune is predicted. Well, that's a beautiful way to step into this new energy, and this Bagalamukhi, I think is what it's called. So that is the first card for what is coming in. And then Kaladahara is the last one. Really beautiful image, a lot of blue energy, as this feels like it's a little bit more like fiery and heart-based energy, like moving you out of like the old negativity. But you're going to have to let all this go, and you can do it. That's what I'm hearing. You're going to have to let go of this overthinking and trying to make something that wasn't meant for you happen. Go. As you do that, the positive turning of the tide and the good fortune will come in. We also have this, which feels like it's around the throat and possibly third eye chakra and maybe crown. Kaladahara says, when hope is lost and a way forward cannot be sensed. So as you let go, you're releasing something, and then there's an opening for something else. If the path doesn't exist yet, it will be created. If you cannot see it, you can move from where you are to where you want to be. Now, this has to look different from what you have thought. So this is around letting this open and allow something new. Kali's wisdom and grace will manifest at perfect timing. So that's part of what you really, this I feel like is a big lesson. Perhaps you're one of these people that really like to make things happen, or you feel like you have to be in control of things, and that is something that is asking you not to do. We're going to call in another angel and ask for reading number 1. What is the moving forward, the angel coming forward here for us? Ray. Okay, one of the things it's asking you to do as you move into this new time, it's also the ability to ground, to be more in line with your body, yoga, exercise, because it's asking you to move into maybe a more spiritual or mindful, a peaceful approach to what's going on. Because in this card that we started with, it was all about overthinking, overdoing. It's the enlightenment card, but it's like if you're too busy trying to do stuff, you're not really relaxing. So Ray, this beautiful angel here, is here to help guide you in to this new phase. This looks really, really exciting. I'm going to go into an animal spirit card, and we're going to ask for reading number 1. What animal would like to join this new year for reading number 1, please? What is the animal that is guiding reading number 1? Okay. Oh, the koi fish. As long as I've had this deck, I don't think this has ever come out. So I love that we have this beautiful image here. Take a look at that. How wonderful is that? There's always enough. So I love several things about it. One, that it's gold. Gold feels like this very luxurious thing. And this koi is something that I think people in Chinese or different cultures believe it to be kind of a lucky, like to have the fish is like abundance. And that's why it's saying here, it's always enough. So 3 and 6 is 9. And so there's something that I feel like is coming to the awareness, a cycle that is changing for you that could be somewhat around the abundance. So what I want to do is, I think I'm going to go to the Light Seer's Tarot and ask for more information around the koi. Perhaps I'll read a little bit since I haven't had this one out. It'll be interesting to find out what it says. It says outer conditions will come to reflect your inner prosperity. So become the self who is comfortable with wealth in all forms. Start to envision the plenty that Spirit wants you to experience, and Spirit will joyfully start bringing you what you need. So isn't that interesting? I really felt like in the beginning of this, what's releasing from you is all this old things. I think that a lot of times we think this is the thing for us and something way bigger wants to come to us. But we've attached ourselves to this thing because it's smaller than what is meant to be. And that's why it hasn't happened. So let's ask for additional information for what to expect for reading number, okay, balance. So this is around the balance between the things that you want to bring into your world and the dreaming of the things, right? The wishing, the actual coming down. That's why this one is in red and this one is all light and fluffy because it's out there. It's the balance between having and wanting. And this is, relatively new for you, balancing these two things and she's standing still. She's not doing anything. So one more card, please, for reading number 1. Okay. So there's a possibility for new love coming in. That's what this Knight of Cups. So this is around either somebody coming in, because I kind of feel like it's leaning in, and maybe as you relax and allow and get more into this yoga and exercise and feeling this abundant nature, which is inherently you, that you begin to naturally balance. And when you do this, I feel like this is very, very similar energy, right? It's very similar colors in 2 different suits. This is the cups around heart-based energy, around intuitive. And this is like the knight in shining armor, that Prince Charming, so to speak. He's got this picnic and the love letter, and he's taken his hat off. A true gentleman, perhaps, coming in for you, because he also has the roses in his hand. Somebody who's incredibly sincere. And if you are already in a relationship, then perhaps this relationship takes a different turn, because as you change, so do the relationships around you that change. So I feel like this is a really positive change. I do feel like there's one more card here for you, pile number 1. And what is the final card? Okay. So, yeah, so it ended up being 4 cards here. This is around changing the energy. So this is around the dynamics of how it is that you get the things that you want. This is around the change in the way, the competitive nature of what's going on in your world is changing into the King of Wands, which is knowing your worth, knowing your value, knowing what you have, and then allowing that to come forward for you. I'm going to go ahead and kind of move this over because I feel like I wasn't expecting all of these cards to come in. We got quite a few of them. Let me make sure that you see all that. And yeah, so I think it's really important that it's asking you, this will be changing naturally as you become into balance, and you're going to feel more confident about what it is you're doing and be able to get what it is you want, bringing you forward, allowing you to have the financial rewards that you desire, allowing you to become more like the Queen, which is somebody who's really got the things that she desires. This is a really good reading for you, pile number 1, coming into, and then finally the Journey card is what is opening up on your journey that you can expect for the year as it moves forward. Okay. And that is the Whisper. Yeah, so what that's saying is that there could very well be an opening in the clairs that you have, C-L-A-I-R-E, being able to hear, maybe be more sentient, being able to just feel things in a new way, being able to hear things in a new way, being able to see things in a new way. This is about new information coming into you, but not on a man-made level, from the divine, from higher spirits. So I love this reading. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much for being here. Pile number 1. And yeah, if you have any questions or if you feel like you're drawn to another reading, then I'll see you there. All right, this is your reading, pile number 2. So thank you so much for being here, and you have chosen this beautiful image here for Hawthorn. And I've opened up the guidebook to give us a little bit more information about what this is. And this is located in this section of trees that is based around power, like stepping into something for you. So in this 2026 year, could really be a very powerful time for you, where you are really stepping into your own magic, because this is around magic. And the hawthorn tree is found in a variety of different places in Europe and Asia and Africa, and it has a variety of different uses around it. So it's very interesting that it's not in the United States, but there's something around it that has felt that so it looks like there's like lots of thorns here, which is telling me that there could be something that it's asking you to hold respectfully. And I think that magic is one of those things. It's like there's a lot of energetics that are flowing through our time right now that can be somewhat confusing. And I can see here like my candles have gone really low for this reading. And I think because it's asking you if this is something that you are stepping into, the power and the magic of your world, to not let your ego get out of hand here. So it is right way up, and this right here is in the guidebook says, I grow. It says, my thorns are sharp to give me protection, and wherever I grow is said to mark the entrance to the underground realm of the fairies. So there's something I feel like in this year that could be opening up. It seems like it's a protective nature, but I'm also hearing that it's very important for you to understand and respect the things that are opening up for you. In the right way up position, it said the world is full of miracles if you have eyes to see them. Connect with the magic of your own senses and the power of nature. Rejoice as a new season arrives, savoring it for everything it can offer you. So that's a really exciting message that I feel like is meant for you. Very, very important. I'm also, speaking of magic, I'm asking to clear the space so we can really take advantage of the energy that's coming through from this hawthorn card that's coming out. So the first thing I want to do is dive into what it is that we're letting go. And I'm going to do that by bringing in, first of all, Kali. What is the energy for Kali that we are letting go of, please, for reading number 2? What is the energy? Okay. So this is the energy for you. And I see a lot of mixed energy in here. Something that is kind of maybe, so she's very blue, which is around your throat. So it could be that some of the magic is coming in that you will be able to share with others. It could also represent the third eye and the crown. So this is Guya Kali. It's time to realize that true nature of your life circumstances and be grateful for what you have learned. Oh my gosh, I think this came out in reading number 1. So if you were drawn to that on any level, you may want to go to that. But see things for what they are rather than what you wish them to be. You shall be able to recognize, process, and prosper from the truth, and do not fear. You do not need to fear the revelations unfolding. So are you holding on to something from the past? That's kind of what that card is saying. What are you holding on to that you think is meant for you that may not be meant for you? It sounds like if you open up to this magic that really wants to come into your world, that there's something that is outdated that maybe you're still holding on to that you think so. It says it's time to realize the true nature of what's going on in your world and stop kind of holding on to old stuff. So this is healing with the angels for card. Yep, what we're letting go of. So this is around meditation. So I feel this is a very positive card. As you can see, she's very isolated here in the middle of her emotions. Meditation allows you to quiet all that. So it's asking you to let go of this isolation is what I'm feeling like. I'm feeling like you are alone on an island, and there's something that's unfolding for you and it wants to come in, but I feel like you are kind of in this state where you're not really seeing what it is. Now, through meditation, it can help quiet that mind, and I'm feeling like we need to draw some tarot cards to help us to understand what it is that we're seeing right now. For reading number 2, please, help us understand what is letting go for us. Yeah. So look at this first card that came up. Okay. So this is like when you're coming to the end of this really big struggle. All of these, this is the 9 of Wands. All of these wands are upright here, but he's kind of worn torn. These are all life experiences. This is things you've been going through. And what I'm hearing is sometimes you can box yourself in with all the experiences. Now he's looking backwards. All of these are looking backwards. So perhaps you're holding on to something that has happened to you and it's not allowing you to move forward. This angel is asking you to maybe quiet your mind through meditation. Sometimes when you've overthought about something, you feel like it is, look at this, and this is the 5 of Wands also. So what I'm hearing from this is that you're not seeing like how far you've come. You're too busy looking back, and you're too busy focusing on the struggle that has been going on in your world, and you're not allowing yourself to move forward. And this really, really, really is what's letting go. You have to let go of this before you can step into the newness of what's trying to come in here in this new time for you, reading number 2. So we're going to go back to Kali and ask, is there an energy for what's coming in for pile number 2, please? No. Okay. So this kind of, before I even open it, this feels a little bit like a crystal ball for me. And in this crystal ball, there are the mala beads, which is around prayer, the things that you want to have, or maybe the things that you do to, what's the word that I'm looking for? The practices that you do, because this is focused here around this lotus flower and this hook, which I think is not really a hook. I think it's probably a sacred image that we're seeing here. But this is around what happens after you've overcome the obstacles. And I feel like you're still kind of stuck in this, and you're really focusing on the past and on the struggle that happened here instead of seeing how far you've come. So this one, it says, no matter how logical an approach may be or how sensible it may seem, there are times when the heart nudges us towards a different way. So that is part of it, is that you're trying to figure out with your head where to go. And it's saying, don't. That there's something really wanting to come forward. Have the courage to be moved by the heart. That is a really strong theme that's coming through in 2026, is the importance of us really understanding the heart along untried paths that resonate. Whatever the logical mind has to say about them, you are outgrowing a problem and birthing a superior outcome. So the good thing is that something is coming forward for you. And we're going to ask one of the angels to kind of, what is some of the angel guidance for pile number 2, please? What angel is helping this transformation? Okay. So it's interesting because this is meditation again. Look, it's literally like the same angel coming forth. The difference is this card, she's looking down, she's focusing, she's on this island. She's on the same island here, but now she's seeing things a little bit differently. It's literally like the same image here. And it is created by Doreen Virtue, both of these decks. So Leela it says, spend time alone in nature meditation about the desires that you want and ask the angels to help you gain perspective. So this is around changing your focus into not yourself, but what higher wisdom can come from that. So this is what I'm hearing, is that there's a shift in perspective for you from this victim mentality, from for only focusing on the struggle and not focusing on where you've been. I'm going to take a drink of water. And because your energy is very low, that's what I'm feeling from these cards that are coming in here, is the energy is very low. Can we get an animal, please, to help with some guidance here for reading number 2? What animal would like to support you as you're moving forward in this new shift? Okay, the horse. So we are coming into this horse, the time of the fire horse. So this is card number 33. 3 and 3 makes 6. This is also a divine number, which usually doesn't get pared down. So there's a lot of things that I feel like are going to be working in your favor, including allowing the freedom from something that has really been plaguing you. And it could be this victim mentality that has been going on in your world, I feel like, for too long, and has literally kept you stuck. There's no reason to hang on to that. So I'll read a little bit about what it says. It says, the horse spirit reminds you that help will be available and companions will be by your side. This is one of the things that Leela card, it's like, ask the angels to help you to gain the perspective. I feel like you have kind of kept yourself isolated and feel like there's nobody out there for you, and there's no way that you can move beyond it because victim, 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 it doesn't allow the opening, which is literally here, but you keep looking at what was. So we need to, like, this is what's leaving you. And it may be a harsh, something that comes in that really forces this hand to make this go, and allowing something to come in. And you may like be jumping back and forth between, no, this isn't going to work. This has always been this way, that kind of thing, that victimization, which is why some of these similar cards keep coming up here. But it's really an opportunity for you to look at it differently. And the horse is going to come in sometime in this year to help bring about the freedom from it. But know that you can literally like step into this new time with the freedom that you desire. This is beautiful white horse. The other thing is that if it's about relationship, you can set your heart free to experience love in all form. So that's another. So make a move and enjoy freedom of letting go of the need to control. So that's a lot of what this card is about, I feel like. And that's what I was feeling in reading number 1 as well, is that it's about trying to control a situation, limiting yourself to what you believe, and you're looking at things through a victim lens, where something that has happened to you that maybe you don't even see that that's the lens that you're looking through it. But it's something that really, really wants to let go. So let's go right now and ask for clarification with the Light Seers Tarot. I'm going to put it right side up. Okay, so what is for reading number 2, the clarification about what's coming in? Wow, that came in a really big way. So upside down or right side up? It's right side up. So the 7s are around the choices. So I think that what it's saying is that perhaps, I can read this in a couple of different ways. I'm feeling like there are things that may have been planted, ideas or seeds, either that somebody had mentioned to you that could possibly be coming in, or something that is going to start growing. So let's see what these 2 cards have to say. Yeah, so we're seeing there's an ending here. So this is the 10 of Wands. This is this coming in and this 9 coming forward. So there is an ending that is happening. I love this because this is where we were, right? And not being able to let go. This person's looking behind. This is all in struggle, remembering all that struggle. This is finally releasing everything and moving forward and allowing your heart to really open up into a new energy, into a freedom, which is what the horse is saying. So this is around finally allowing your heart to open up again and feel the possibility of what's coming next for you. Letting go of the struggle. You have released it finally. So that's what's happening. I really feel this is a beautiful reading for you, pile number 2, about the importance of not getting too far in your head. Now, you have 2 cards here really asking you to, you must be one of these people that kind of need to recharge in time alone. But I feel like in what's happened in the past is this time alone, if you're spending it thinking or overthinking about struggle, then you just kind of get more of it. And when you change the perspective into, okay, well, I've had this struggle, now what? Help me to see some positive perspective about what the struggle was all about and how I can now move forward. And when you do that, when you take those positive steps, then freedom literally is yours, allowing you to plant the seeds. That's what it's feeling like. You plant the seeds, or something that you had started doing in the past is going to come back and allowing you to end finally this old victimization struggle and move forward into this new energy. So I'm going to ask for a final card here for reading number 2, the journey. What in 2026 is headed for pile number 2? So let's see what, I love these cards. They're really fun. Yeah, so we have the mirror and sacred space. Beautiful cards to come out for you, because the mirror is allowing you to see things as they are. Is knowing that, you know, this spark of divine right here in the middle allows you to kind of see things as they truly are, to see that there's a cause and effect, and you're kind of the creation point between that, between what it is that you desire, move into, and it's done through this sacred space. So meditation is this really strong crux for you. It is part of what's going to help you create. I feel like there's a possibility in meditation for you to have almost like an awakening or an enlightened moment, something that really allows you to see things in a different way, because mirrors do that. Mirrors can kind of I feel like they can kind of trap an idea in them, because sometimes we don't see things as they are. We only see us as we are. And that's what this change point is this change around perspective here. I think I'm going to go to the guidebook, see what mirror says. And this is allowing, but both of these are the ability to see into or see through something. So the sacred space is a place where you can simply experience and be. That's what the meditation card is all about. And it's really asking you to create this space and return to this space. And it's not isolation, which I think is where you've been in the past. Yeah, it says here, we do not see things as they are. We see things as we are. So there's some perspective shift here that's happening as the importance of meditation is really, really strong, or quieting your mind and asking for divine help is really, really big for you. and know that that is something that is meant for you right now. I think you're ready for it. If it's not something that you have felt like you could do in the past, I feel like it's really, it's what you were meant to do right now. So reading number 2, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you were drawn at all to reading number 1, this is the one card about letting go, like this staying in your head. So you might want to go and check that one out as well. Thank you so much for being here. Until the daily messages, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye now. All right, reading 3 or pile 3. This message is for you. So you have 2, I've grabbed the guidebook. You have 2 cards coming out for you, or 2 trees. Now this is the message to that's kind of been running through, that'll be running through for you for 2026, that the cards really want you to be aware of. And 2 of them came out. The Monterey Pine, which is around the ability to be and to understand something about how you are in your world. And then the eucalyptus, which is around a form of wisdom. Now, both of these came in reverse. So there's an aspect that could be challenging for you as you move ahead. The trees always bring about wisdom. And in the Monterey Pie, this is around your purpose. So there's something around the purpose that is asking you to kind of change, perhaps, or be aware of something that is happening in a way that's not necessarily beneficial to you. So this is grown here in the United States, in California, and it says it signifies strength of purpose and can help you find your own life purpose. So you can kind of call on that energy, and they say that because it kind of grows really tall. You see these beautiful like swallows or swallowtail kites here, and then possibility with the pine cone. Like there's so much going on here. And the inverse or reversal of this says it's currently hard for you to concentrate on anything for long, making it difficult to achieve what you've set out to do. So ask yourself why are you like, it's funny because it feels like this has been kind of a theme that's run through each one of these readings. Ask yourself why. Are you simply feeling restless and bored, or are you frightened to reach your true potential? So it's asking you to look at that and to really analyze what it is that's going on in your world that is not, that you're like not allowing yourself to really focus in one place to figure out what's going on in your world. You need to do that. So that's what this is going on. And put the eucalyptus down here underneath. And this is around balance. So the eucalyptus says, I can show you how to live wisely and honestly to establish balance in your life and in your attitude to the people around you. So when it's in reverse, so I think it's reiterating what this Monterey Pine is saying. Is like, are you staying too busy so you don't have to focus on the thing that's trying to happen in your world? Are you being too cautious and careful about making the right decision? So it keeps you in a state of indecision, not being able to make decisions. So you maybe look at this and then you clean all this information and you're just not sure, so you go in a different direction, you get all this information, and now you just have a lot of information and no real way to go. Although it's wise to weigh up the pros and cons of each option, it's not helpful to become so anxious about them and rid yourself of all spontaneity. So there's something that perhaps, is telling you that there's like a stall point that's happening, and it's of your own making. So you can change this, because as in all readings, this is a snapshot of what's going on. And this could be something that you recognize. It's been going on for perhaps a long time. And to be aware of it is like the first step to change it. So what is it that reading number 3 would like to heal here? Okay, so isn't this interesting? So we were just talking about like getting so much information. So I wonder if there's 2 cards that came out here. One is surrender and release and study. And I'm feeling like this is asking you to release this constant need for information, constant need for study, constant need to know everything up front. And I totally understand that. I'm a Gemini, an air sign, and I'm like that. I like, when I dive in, I want to know everything about everything. And and never really truly feeling like I know enough information. That's part of it. And it's asking you, this is what's letting go. This is the need to let go as you're wrapping up this year in the next couple of weeks here before we get into this new year. I'm going to go to Surrender and Release and see if it has, it's funny because it could also be that you're surrendering something old and stepping into something new. So when you hold on tightly to a part of your life that's not working, it has no room to heal. So that's what this is asking you to do, to surrender this part of your life, to either go into a different direction. And it could be around, sometimes we get so much information is because we don't feel worthy, or we don't feel smart enough or good enough or something like that. So it says, if you're willing to open your hands and allow a situation to be free, one or two will come in to replace it, which could be if you let go of something that you haven't been able to make your mind up, maybe something else will come in, but this is all about what's letting go. Let's go to Kali here. Thank you, Kali. What is reading number 3? Needing to be aware of letting go. Is it that one? No. What for reading number 3, please? This is it right here. Okay. It's this one right here. It looks like a really, really intense card. It says, Kapali, tune into the spiritual power within you. It is beyond what society understands and can offer you. It will nourish, protect, inspire, and guide you through any troubles. If your path is diverging from the original plans or is out of sync with those around you, trust in what is happening and know that you are within Kali's care. Yeah, so this surrender and release, I feel like this is reiterating that, is like to understand that maybe you're doing these things because you believe that like family or society or somebody has told you that that's the valuable thing to do. But it's about trust. So let's go here to the tarot and ask for final messages of what's letting go, please, for reading number 3. What is letting go? Is it no? It's interesting because something about you being discerning, because that's what's happened each time. It's like I go to pick a card and it's not right. It wants you to take your time and stop perhaps overthinking and jumping into things because you really don't want to settle down into something. You keep jumping into things, and it wants that to stop. The Knight of Cups is a slower moving knight. Knights are all about movements. It's asking you to move out of something towards perhaps maybe a heart space, or don't let your heart get all wishy-washy into it. One more card, final card, please, for what's releasing in reading number 3. Okay. So there's a couple of them. Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's some sort of addiction to you either feeling that, you know, you're not worthy enough, and all this education is making you feel more worthy, more important, more valuable. But addiction is addiction. It doesn't matter if it's to learning or it's to drugs or alcohol. It's just like, it's you feeling that you have to do this thing, attaching yourself to something. Now, they have the keys to release themselves, or they can literally just, you know, pull it off their head because it's not even tight. But what the main focus is here is that this is about, you know, addiction is just this thing that we feel like we don't have a choice around, and it's saying that you do. So the last 2 cards are, yeah, so justice is around, you know, this is information, and this is balancing that information. So there is a great need, but I feel like what this is saying with this past card, the past cups card, is that something from your past was given to you, and maybe you didn't ask for it. Maybe you, and this is something that you need to let go of. Maybe somebody gave you this and said, oh, you're really good at this, and you believe that, and you feel, you know, you fell in that direction. But it was just somebody else's thought, and it wasn't really yours. That's what I'm feeling needs to let go, is this belief of something from the past that was gifted to you. And there's this is around balancing that, things coming into completion for you. And I think that part of what this, you know, this addiction here is like, because this Knight of Cups came first, and it's kind of, this is a gray horse that he's on. And I feel like that something kind of was misinterpreted, possibly, that was gifted to you from the past that seemed like it was a loving response, but it really just kept you in this weird pattern. And that's ending. It has to end. That's what I'm feeling, is that it has to end. Justice is here to finally help you to kind of release the thing. So we're going to go to reading number 3, please. Thank you for, what is the angel that is wanting to come in to help in this new time? Wow. Yeah. So I am leading you toward the answers to your prayers. Please listen and follow the steps I am communicating through intuitions, thoughts, and dreams. So that's beautiful. And then there's there's 2 more angels here. So what I'm hearing is that you have a lot of angelic presence around you, either whether it's ancestors, angels, and this is the angel of abundance, Serena, and Isabella, which is a happy outcome. So what I'm hearing is that once all this lets go, is what's coming to you is this new pathway forward, bringing you more money, more abundance. But you have to have faith in that, because this is a happy outcome. And I feel like perhaps the thing, you don't want to dishonor somebody by making this one choice, perhaps, because you feel like it's not going to work. And it's so funny because my right hip is really, like, I've got a lot of pain in my hip right now, and it's telling me that you don't want to move forward with something. When you have the challenge with your right hip, it's around just overthinking, and that's what all this started with. So it's telling me, don't allow yourself to get caught up in this overthinking, because this is what wants to happen. There's something dreaming. The angels really want to help you with what's going on here. I'm going to ask for also, can we get a guidance from one of the animals here for reading number 3? Again, a lot of guidance wants to come out for you. This is so beautiful. Be loyal to what you love. So I think that perhaps you gave your heart to somebody or to something, and not really being true to yourself. And you've kind of lost your way a little bit because you, and by losing your way, it's kind of kept you in this cycle of this constant needing to get more and more and more information. And what you really need to do is step back into your intuitive self and yourself. And this is the beaver spirit with laying a foundation. And then we have embrace the in-between. So what this is telling me is that once again, once there's a lot of information coming out for you, and that's part of the gift and the problem, is that you could be like an air sign like me and constantly receive information, get information, but it's confusing the whole thing. So you need to take yourself out of what has been, what you have been attached to. If it's like information gathering, getting on YouTube, reading all kinds of books, doing all this stuff, it's just too much, and a balance of that needs to happen. And go back into your own intuitive awareness. There's a lot of energy around here that's saying there's this in-between moment where you're going to have to be able to trust yourself, because a new foundation is coming in for you. It really, really wants this new energy. And you see this kind of threes that I'm feeling. Multiple things are coming in for you, and it's very, very important for you to kind of let go of all this overthinking and overanalyzing, because it's really just confusing the issue here. So yeah, look at that, because the ace is coming out, because this is all about a new beginning. So to have the new beginning, this old stuff that is no longer you, and I think if you're honest with yourself, you kind of already know that, is the path that you've already been on just hasn't quite worked for you, and it's kept you away from really laying this foundation. And that's over. It's time now, because either something's going to happen and create this opportunity for you, or you're going to have to start again because, you know, something unfortunate happens. So more information, please, around what's coming in for reading number 3 and this new beginning for reading number 3, please. Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm feeling that the King and this pile is coming in. Yeah, okay, so this is a new perspective and new energy. Now, I'm going to take this 5 because it just keeps coming back into my mind. And that was the other card that showed itself. So what was underneath this new energy is a new perspective. This is a major shift that's happening around you being able to look at things as they are. And maybe in the past, you've had to really struggle and around what was the right way to go. And I feel like it's just going to be a little bit easier now because this is kind of like this card here. It's not the same, but it's around a new perspective, a balancing of the old. And this could also be in the form of somebody coming in to help you to see that it's much easier going at it. Each one of these men have a white shirt on, and it tells me that through experience, they have a level of awareness in this particular card. That's the way I look at it. And so they're not really fighting. They're just reaching for it. And so that's what I'm feeling. It's like there'll be this new perspective, this new beginning, a pause and a shift in how you're starting to see things, which brings in either new help from a person or you become able to really move forward. Because there's a lot of fire energy happening in this year, a lot of Aries energy, which I'm seeing here, or Leo energy. And it's about moving forward with power. And this is allowing that things to just be able to rise into more focus. That's what I'm feeling. This isn't around struggle. It's around all the things that have taken you into a perspective where you can see things a little bit more clearly. And 5s are around change. So that is something new for you. I don't think you've been able to see things clearly. So final message here with the journey. This is a card like the beginning, which could be a running theme for you where we're going in 2026 for reading number 3, please. What is this final message and direction here? Okay, wow. Okay, again, lots. So what this is telling me is that there is a lot wanting to come out for you because literally like 7 cards came out here and they all hit the floor face up. So have courage, you're growing. That's, I think, what the main focus is. Have courage, you're growing. You're growing into some other aspect or some other phase or some other awareness. I don't even know if you could see this. You probably can't. Let me move some of these cards over just a little bit so you can kind of see what this is all about here. It's around you growing into who you were meant to be. I feel like maybe you had been going in a different direction and just kind of been all clogged up with that. So I still think there's going to be some of that. And one of the things when we're shifting a way of being from where we used to be, things change. It's not as easy sometimes as we think, but it can be. So you can kind of wobble back and forth. The cards that are coming out for you is that the highest self. There's some aspect of you that's really coming forward in this year. And there's a lot of change that's going to be happening because as you have the courage to look at who you are and recognize your inner light, new things will be growing and coming into being. And you have the higher self card because you are tapping into who you have the courage to really understand where you're going. It's asking you that through divine play and following your bliss, you will awaken into this state, this new way of being that wants to come forward for you and will come forward for you in 2026. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Don't forget to tap in and check the daily messages that come out Monday through Friday. So thank you again. Have a great day. Bye now.